Did you know that nearly half of all US workers are unhappy with either their job or just their general career path? Now, this is like a mind-blowing statistic, but to be honest, it shouldn't really shock anybody because of the fact that we are currently witnessing one of the biggest mass resignations in the history of the United States. People are simply unhappy with what they're currently doing in their careers. And one of the big reasons as to why people are so unhappy with what they're currently doing is because of the fact that since the pandemic, people got really used to and really comfortable with working from home. I'm one of those people that work from home, and let me tell you, there is nothing on the face of this planet that is as satisfying as working from your own house. And now that the pandemic is kind of in our rearview mirror, people are starting to return to the office, and this is something that employees are simply not happy about. And as a result, many employees are quitting over the fact that they don't want to return to the office. But of course, that leaves the question of, well, if I quit my job, what do I do instead? And if you're somebody who has either quit your job, you're on the fence of quitting your job, or you're somebody that simply daydreams about quitting your job, then I have the perfect video for you. Because in today's video, I'm going to be talking about different gigs that you can pursue that can be done 100% from home and at your own time or on your own schedule. These are all revenue streams that are perfect to pursue if you're somebody that's looking for a side gig to do in addition to your regular job, if you're somebody that's looking for that one-off revenue stream that you can implement whenever you need it, or alternatively, somebody who's looking for a full-fledged replacement of your 9-to-5 job. So let's get started. Now, one thing I would like to know before we dive in is the fact that I have tons and tons of videos talking about this exact same subject, exploring different side gigs you can pursue, different platforms to look at, different revenue streams to pursue. I probably have hundreds of videos on this topic at this point in time. So these side hustles or gigs that I'm going to be talking about in this video are just 5 different ways to make money from home, but they are certainly not the only 5 out there. If at the end of watching this video, if you think to yourself, hey, I don't know if these are for me, I highly encourage you to check out my playlist that I will have linked down in the description below. This playlist will give you dozens, if not hundreds of different ideas that you can pursue to make some real money. Number 1 on this list is Mod Squad. And basically what Mod Squad is it's an outsourced customer service platform. So how it works is you would sign up as the freelancer, and then they would connect you with companies that are looking for some sort of representative to represent their company online. Now, the 3 main services that Mod Squad really boasts are number 1, Engage. This means hiring freelancers to handle their social media engagement. Number 2 is Moderate, and this comes into play with moderating forums, Facebook pages, and online groups. And number 3 is definitely the most traditional form of online support, and that is traditional customer support. So handling online support calls, online support chats, online support emails, things like that. A company could hire a freelancer on Mod Squad to do all of these tasks and more. So if any of these types of services is something that would be of interest to you, you could sign up on the Mod Squad's page, you go through an application process, and then you enter into the Mod Squad system. Then whenever companies are looking for these types of people to fill these roles, they look into Mod Squad, and then they can choose you as one of their representatives to fill one of these spots. Number 2 on this list is a very similar service called NextRep. NextRep is a platform that really boasts the ability to get some proper work-life balance. In fact, one of their slogans on their website is start working when you want, earn when you want, and get on with your life, which, to be honest, I thought was a refreshingly honest slogan for a website like this. NextRep is very similar to Mod Squad in the sense that you do very similar work dealing with very similar clients. I would say the big difference is the emphasis with NextRep is very specifically on social media engagement and customer support rather than moderating websites. Now, NextRep doesn't make any claims to how much money you can expect to earn, but according to Glassdoor, you can typically expect to earn anywhere from $10 to $12 per hour. That's definitely the average that I saw whenever I was going through the number of different claims that Glassdoor posted. Now, before we move on to the next one on this list, if you guys could do me a huge favor, and if you could hit the like button and hit the notification bell for the YouTube algorithm, I would greatly appreciate it. This helps my channel grow because it helps let YouTube know that you guys are enjoying my content, and thus YouTube pushes my content out to a new audience. So if you could do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, on to the next one is probably my personal favorite on this list. I think that this entire concept is is really cool. And to be honest, before I made this video, I had no idea that this type of gig, side hustle, side gig existed. And it is called study pool. Now, what study pool is it's a way that people can get answers to their homework, but they have to pay for it. So that's where you, the freelancer, can come into play. How it works is it's a platform that offers basically 24/7 tutoring, but instead of offering tutoring on like an hourly basis, like traditional tutoring services, it's done off of questions, and you pay per question that you ask. So for example, if somebody had a question on their math homework that they were just really stuck on, they didn't understand it, they could go to study pool, they could post that question onto the study pool marketplace, then a tutor, a teacher, an educator could come in, they could answer that question, provide an explanation behind the question, and then they earn a certain amount of money based off of how much the questioner offered. So for example, in the case of this math question, you could say, hey, I'll pay $10 to anybody that could answer this question and give me an explanation for the answer. Now, study pool claims that their top earners earn about $7,500 per month. In fact, there is a tab in the study pool website that gives you the actual earnings of their top performers. And according to them, their top performer makes $89,930 per year. And I have to admit, I was surprised at how high that was. And I was also curious about how many hours per day and how many questions this person answers in order to make this amount of money. But I have to applaud study pool with the transparency in their earnings claims, because I do appreciate whenever platforms like this are very upfront with how much you can expect to make. I don't like having to jump through hoops and jump through obstacles to figure out how much I can earn with a side gig. So in the case of study pool, they definitely get some extra points for transparency. Ultimately, I think that this is a really great side hustle for somebody who's good at school, somebody who's an educator looking for some extra cash, or in some cases, an educator that simply wants to quit their job. This could be a really great alternative. Next one up is VIP Kid, and this is an online English tutoring platform that connects you with kids and families that need an English tutor. Now, VIP Kid is definitely targeting those ex-teachers that want to get out of the education field as a whole, because if you look at VIP Kid's website, one of the first 3 things that they talk about is that you can teach when you want, you have no lesson planning, and you have competitive pay. Now, like many of the side gigs that I talked about today, you can't just simply sign up and join whenever you want to. You do have to go through a vetting process, which to be honest is completely understandable given the fact that you're going to be working directly with children. But once you go through the vetting process, you can join the platform, you can get connected with kids and family, and VIP Kids claims that you can make anywhere from $14 to $22 per hour. Now, last but certainly not least on this list is one that is a bit weird, and it's probably not one that you'd expect, because it's one that's kind of taking a 180 turn from everything that we've talked about thus far in this video, and that is getting a remote 9-to-5 job. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the gig economy and I love side hustles. I think that side hustles are the best way to grow your wealth quickly in 2022. But I also acknowledge that a side hustle and a side gig isn't for everybody. There are real benefits that come to having a 9-to-5 job, including things like insurance, paid time off, having weekends off, having stability. There are definitely benefits to having a 9-to-5 job. And so if you're somebody that is unhappy with what you're currently doing at a 9-to-5 job because of the fact that you're getting forced to return to the office, well, then going with a company that has full-time remote work is definitely a viable option to pursue. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of large companies out there that offer 100% remote work, meaning that once you're hired by this company, you will never be expected to go into the office. But a few ones that I found for the sake of this video include Tesla, Dell, Amazon, Oracle, Salesforce, Garmin, and these are just a few. Work from home jobs have been here long before the pandemic. They will be here long after. And if you're somebody that is being left with a bad taste in your mouth because your employer wants you to return to the office and you're not quite ready for that yet, then pursuing one of these side gigs, side hustles, or alternatively choosing a work from home career path change, these are all really great routes to pursue. Like always, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, if you have anything to add, I would love to hear it, so make sure to leave a comment down below. And while you guys are at it, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.